Once upon a time, in the rolling green hills of a distant village, there lived a strong and hard-working farmer named DELANI. Known throughout the land for his bountiful harvest and strong, sturdy oxen, DELANI was a man who only concerned himself with two things: his farm and his family. Every morning before dawn, he would head out to the fields, tending to his crops, nurturing his land, and preparing for the seasons. His farm, rich and fruitful, stood out in the village as a testament to his dedication. DELANI's success drew admiration from many, but it also stirred jealousy in a small group of villagers. These men, who called themselves his neighbors, harbored deep resentment. They envied DELANI's prosperity and were especially irked that he didn't share his riches or involve himself in their affairs. Every time they tried to pry into his life or gossip with him in the village square, DELANI would simply nod, wish them well, and return to his fields. They saw his peaceful and private nature as arrogance, and their envy grew into a dark seed of hatred. These envious men began plotting. They whispered among themselves, brewing lies and false stories to ruin DELANI's reputation. One evening, they devised a plan to bring their complaints before King, the wise and noble ruler of their village. The men dressed in their finest clothes, and under the cover of night, they made their way to the palace, weaving a tale of deceit that painted DELANI as a selfish man who hoarded his wealth and used dark magic to curse their farm so his alone would flourish. "Your Majesty," they said, bowing low before the king, "DELANI the farmer has wronged us all. He hides riches in his fields, performs strange rituals in secret, and his land alone prospers while the rest of us suffer. Surely, this is no coincidence." King listened carefully, stroking his chin as they poured their venomous words into his ears. Though he was a wise ruler, King decided to play along with the men's accusations to uncover the truth for himself. "If DELANI has wronged the people, we must see it with our own eyes," he said. "I will summon him to my court tomorrow." The next day, a royal messenger arrived at DELANI's farm. "The king has called for you," the messenger said. DELANI, surprised yet respectful of his ruler's request, cleaned up, put on his best clothes, and made his way to the palace. When DELANI arrived, the king watched him closely. He was neither boastful nor trembling. He simply stood with quiet dignity. King then spoke. "DELANI, these men accuse you of using dark magic to prosper, while others in the village struggle. They say you hide riches away and curse the land around you. What say you to this?" DELANI looked into the king's eyes, his voice calm but resolute. "Your Majesty, I am but a farmer. My wealth lies in my fields, my oxen, and the honest sweat of my brow. I rise early, work hard, and honor the land I am blessed to tend. I have done no harm to anyone, and the riches you see are born of dedication, not trickery." The king studied DELANI's face and saw the sincerity in his words. But the envious men pressed on, demanding proof, hoping to see DELANI's downfall. They urged the king to visit DELANI's farm, sure they would find evidence of wrongdoing there. King agreed to visit DELANI's farm, and so they all set out together, the king, his advisors, and the men whose jealousy had fueled their lies. When they arrived, King walked through the fields, marveling at the lush crops and healthy animals. DELANI explained how he rotated his crops, tended the soil, and saved seeds from the strongest plants. He showed the king the clever irrigation channels he had dug, and even shared his homemade compost techniques. "DELANI, your hard work has brought you prosperity," he said with a smile, "and you deserve to be rewarded for your dedication." The king took a handful of seeds from DELANI's barn and said, "From this day forward, the land beyond these fields will belong to you. Let your legacy spread, and may your family and future generations prosper as you have." He then reached into his robe and presented DELANI with a royal seal, signifying that he was under the king's protection and in favor. DELANI was humbled and grateful, and he thanked the king with a bow. The king then turned to the jealous men, his voice stern. "You came here with lies and poisoned hearts, seeking to ruin an innocent man. Such deceit is not welcome in my kingdom." As punishment, he ordered them to work on the village lands without pay for a year, to learn the meaning of true labor and to rid their hearts of envy. Their punishment served as a lesson to the village and a reminder of the king's wisdom and sense of justice. DELANI returned home that evening, richer in land and blessings than he could have ever imagined. As the years passed, his farm flourished and his family thrived. The envious men, having served their punishment, came to understand the value of hard work and learned to respect DELANI and the quiet strength that had earned him the favor of both the earth and the king. And so, the village lived in peace, with DELANI's field standing as a beacon of the rewards that come to those who work with integrity and heart.